rings of flame and great balls of fire. This is Ember, the Fire Warframe. Ember specializes in intense flames, causing large areas of damage. Her abilities set enemies ablaze and cause chaos on the battlefield. Ember's passive gives her 5% more ability strength for each enemy inflicted with heat status within 50 meters. This is pretty good, especially since she'll almost always have enemies with heat on them by using her abilities normally. As any good wizard will tell you, the best way out of any problem is a fireball. Tank shooting? Fireball. Grass overgrown? Fireball. Bar not making enough money to pay off the mob? Fireball. Fireball is exactly what it sounds like. I don't think I need to explain it, but I will. Ember hurls a globule of fire that deals heat damage to enemies it hits, and lesser damage in an AoE. Each successful cast of the ability will add to a multiplier up to 8 times the damage. Each hit with Fireball has a guaranteed heat status chance. This makes it very good for spreading heat to cause her passives to go off. Immolation surrounds Ember in a gout of flame that burns away attacks that strike her. Ember gains damage reduction for the duration that grows the longer the flame burns. Once Immolation reaches its full meter, Ember's energy will begin to drain. Each of Ember's other abilities increase the meter by 1% more from the last, making it easier to gain the damage reduction by utilizing her more expensive abilities. Along with this, Immolation increases the damage of Fireball, based on the heat meter's level. Fire Blast releases heat in a ring expanding from Ember, dealing heat damage and reducing enemy armor. Enemies struck take guaranteed heat statuses and are knocked back. Fire Blast can be used to remove half of the heat meter from Immolation to stop and prevent the energy reduction. Enemy armor reduction is tied to your heat meter as well, giving you increased armor reduction on higher levels. The way Fire Blast interacts with Immolation makes it so you need to use most of Ember's kit to get the most out of her, preventing energy from draining by lowering your damage reduction. Kind of a risk and reward kind of thing. Is it better to drain all of your energy away and keep the high meter? Or is it better to get all of this damage out and lose on the damage reduction? But even so, it's not her biggest hitter. That's the next one. Raining meteors from the sky. Inferno hits enemies with wide area fireballs that strike enemies directly with high impact and heat damage on hit. Enemies struck have guaranteed heat status procs. Along with this, they become engulfed in a ring of flame that grows over the duration, causing enemies to take heat damage and spreading Inferno to other enemies caught in the blaze. These new rings have their own durations, separate from the duration of the original ones. While enemies can only be affected by one ring at a time, they still take damage from other rings they enter the area of. One thing to note is Inferno uses 10 energy for each enemy targeted up to 10 enemies at base efficiency. Meaning in order to strike more than 10 enemies, it only takes that 100 energy. This causes Inferno to become a very spammable ability, making it extremely powerful. Additionally, the higher Immolation's heat meter, the more damage the rings will do, gaining double the damage at max meter. Ember has decent enough defensive capabilities, but her playstyle highly focuses on knowing when to sacrifice that for destructive power, making her a rather interesting frame to play. At rank 30, Ember has 370 HP, 370 shields, 135 armor, and 225 energy. She has a Madurai Aura slot, along with 2 Neramon polarities. Ember Prime has an additional 95 shields, 25 armor, and has swapped polarities. Instead of 2 Neramon, she instead has 1 Madurai and 1 Vazarin polarity. Researching for this, so far she was actually the first one I know of where this is actually the case. I don't know why that is, but it's interesting. Ember's main blueprint can be purchased from the market, and her parts can be farmed from the Sargus Rook assassination mission on Saturn. Now let's see her in action one last time. Burn them to ash, Tenno.